What's good, everyone? My name is Magna, and welcome back to Phantom Forces Gun Breakdowns, where I give a full-blown analysis of every gun in the game from rank 0 and onward. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the rank 7 PDW, the G36C, which is a weapon I feel like I hardly see anyone talk about. So let's shed some light on this hidden gem today, shall we? But anyway, if you haven't seen the previous episode, feel free to click on the top right corner, and if you don't, all of your Robux will be gone by the end of the day. But if you're new, glad you could make it. But with all that being said, let's get into the breakdown. Of course, starting with some fun facts, the G36C, or the G36 Compact, is the shortened sub-carbine version of the G36 assault rifle and was first created in 2001. Now, despite firing the 5.56 round and being advertised as an ultra-short assault rifle, it technically is still classified as a PDW because of its size and it's designed to fire non-pistol type rounds, plus it having above average performance than an SMG. In fact, it's one of the only few PDWs that fire non-pistol cartridges in the game, the others being the AK-74U and the Sulphurous Shorty. Otherwise, not too much information on this weapon, so let's get into the stats, okay? So again, the G36C is unlocked at only rank 7. It does 34 damage out to 55 studs and down to 19 damage out to 110 studs, making this a 3 to a 6 shot kill. Now already the performance on this weapon is, well, concerning. Its damage ranges are not very long and its drop off is quite sharp. So this weapon really forces you to strictly be in close range, and the range performance really starts to dwindle pretty fast. It also doesn't help that there are no head or torso multis to at least give some better overall range performance. Anyway, we have a magazine size of 30, which is again average for most guns. We have a fire rate of 750 RPM, which is pretty solid for a PDW. And now onto the advanced stats. The muzzle velocity sits at 2300, which is quite excellent for PDWs, but for assault rifles or carbines, this is pretty average. Penetration depth is 1, which is double the amount most PDWs have, but for other weapons this is very average. Now this is where the G36C really starts to shine. As far as the handling goes, we have a 1.8 second tactical reload and a 2.6 second empty reload, which is pretty fast. Also, both the ADS and walk speed are excellent. In fact, it has some of the best handling of any PDW in the game, so that's something going for it. And also, just like I mentioned in the previous video, note that the G36C and G36K have swapped their damage values to fit their weapon type better, so I think doing that actually helped the G36C, as before it acted too much like a regular carbine, so just remember that I said this, okay? And now onto the recoil, and it's very similar to the G36K, as it has that very high initial first shot before staying leveled out and having almost no recoil whatsoever, which is great. But if you still want a setup, then some attachments I use are the Coyote sight or any other optic, the T-brake, stubby grip or the Romanian grip, and the green laser or the retract stock, and the 300 blackout conversion, which I'll get to later. As far as other ammo types go, just like the G36K, and as well as other G36 weapons, we have the 223 Remington, and it does the same thing as on the other weapons, which is reduce recoil at the cost of lower overall damage and lower muzzle velocity. Again, I think there's really no point in using this, as the recoil is already very low and you are removing your 3-shot kill, so yeah. Okay, so as far as the 300 blackout conversion, it renames the weapon to the T36C, and what it does is increase your max damage to 36 and you get higher min damage range, but at the cost of worse max damage range, worse min damage, and worse muzzle velocity. I think this conversion does work pretty decently, as you can still 3-shot to around 50-ish studs and your min damage output is still kind of the same, so yeah, go ahead and use that free damage boost with very little drawbacks if you like. And now as far as how you should use the G36C, it works best in close range, just like all PDWs. Like I said earlier, this weapon's damage ranges are very short, so you must use this in close range to get the most benefit out of it. But also on the flip side, this weapon's surprisingly high muzzle velocity allows you to deal some damage at longer ranges, although not very high damage. The biggest strength of this weapon in my opinion is the handling. You're able to run very fast and also reload on the fly with ease, making it a lot harder for others to track you or go up against you in close range. Especially combined with high level movement, you will be unstoppable. But overall, the G36C is quite the definition of run and gun, and while its raw damage and ranges are not the best, it dominates in the speed and handling department, so take advantage of that. But for my overall opinion, I'm fine with the G36C. I find it a very strange weapon, as there are very few guns that have rifle-like capabilities but in an SMG format, and even more strange that hardly anyone uses it. On days though where I'm kind of tired of carrying a bunch of big ass heavyweight weapons, it's actually kind of nice to switch to something light and compact. However, the raw power of the G36C is its biggest weakness, and it would probably not perform well against other PDWs. I mean, some of the most common ones I see other people use, you already have unlocked, like the MP5K and the UMP, so using this could be a possible detriment. But out of 10, I'll still give the G36C a 7 out of 10. Despite its flaws, it is nowhere near a bad weapon, just kind of an oddball that happens to not fit in with the rest of the bunch. But that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed, feel free to drop a like and sub to the channel, and let me know what you guys think of the G36C down in the comments. But thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.